Hey, guys. Welcome once again to a later than normal happy hour here with our Let 'em Run podcast. But I don't know. There's never a bad happy hour as far as I'm concerned, guys. So here's the happy hour if you have a little toast to raise. If not, you'll have one later. I got a little head start here as I was getting this ready with my new computer. I've been waiting to get a new computer. John's been busting my chops all along because my computer is slow. I got this new computer. I asked the guy, he said it has Photoshop elements built into the camera. So I want our viewers to know we're doing the best we can to make sure we appear very well on camera. All right.
You look fine, Fred.
We'll see how that works out. But I want to thank John for joining us. As always, my colleague here at Let It Run. Also want to welcome a special guest who's been with us before on our Breeders' Cup shows earlier. Author of Spotlight Selection for TwinSpires. Welcome once again, Gus Alonso. Appreciate you coming on, brother. Thank you.
Oh, great to be on with you guys again. Anytime.
Oh, hey, we look forward to talking about some things for sure. Definitely a couple races, or not a couple. There's a race that we're going to talk about today. So please be sure to post any comments you have. We'll be sure to take them up and answer them. If you have any comments, any questions, we'll be glad to do that. I do want to take a second, though, to talk to you about Saturday's show we're going to have. Tune in again at 12:30 when Let 'em Run will be doing, and we're going to scan the country for some races to look at. We're going to cover some big and interesting races. They include race 4 from the Big A, the New York Stallions Series race with 7 runners in that race. Then we're going to go to Laurel Park and cover races 6, 7, and 8. 3 nice stake races, including the Willow on the Move for fillies and mares, a 6.5 furlong race on the dirt with a nice field of 12 runners there. The next race, the 7th race, is the Dave's Friend race, 3-year-olds and up, 6.5 furlongs on the dirt. Once again, there are 9 horses in that race. And the last race from Laurel we'll cover is the 8th race, the Richard W. Small, 3-year-olds and up, a little longer, a little route race, 1.1 miles on dirt. And finally, the race that we'll cover again on Saturday after the scratches and perhaps some more information will be the race we're going to talk about today. That's the big race of the day at race 10 at Churchill Downs, the Commonwealth Turf Grade 3 for 3-year-olds, 1.16 miles on the turf. And there are 11 horses in that race, and that's what we're going to cover today, the Commonwealth Turf Grade 3. I'm going to start off jumping in here talking about horse number 1. California Burrito, 20-1 morning line, being ridden, God bless, by Brian J. Hernandez again, back in the saddle, riding this horse once again for trainer Thomas Drury. This horse, has run in some pretty interesting races. The Pat Day Grade 1 or Grade 2 mile. 20-1, I think, fits the morning line. He's working out very well for the return. I don't have this horse. He's one of 2 horses in this race who have never run on turf. So he has not had an opportunity to test his mettle on turf. It looks like he has decent breeding for turf, but I'm not sure he can keep up with some of the races or some of the horses in this race.
Yeah, I think, let's see, I'm similar there, Fred. 20-1 is probably, about what you're going to get on him. First-time turf, Army Mule, not known as like the greatest turf sires, but this horse always takes money. I mean, every time it's been single digits, no matter what races, Grade 3s, Grade 2s, and it's 3-1 or 5-1 and 6-1 in those graded races. So, has kept some good company. Did not, fare too well in those, against Macho Music and Final Gambit. But he did get on a roll a little bit earlier, in the early part of the spring last year. But when he tackled the big boys, pretty much went the wrong direction. They took some time off with him. Now they're bringing him back on a series of works. So interesting to see what we're going to get here. Gus, what do you think?
Pretty much the same thing. I mean, I think he's an outsider. It's interesting. I mean, he was less than 7-1 in that Pat Day mile on Derby Day, which is kind of interesting. That was a nice field of 9. He took some money, like you mentioned. He's taken money pretty much his whole career.
Yeah.
The grass to me is still a question mark. Obviously gets an upgrade, as you mentioned, with Brian Hernandez taking them out in the irons. But I just see him maybe show him some speed from the inside. I just don't see him lasting the trip with these kind of runners to his outside, though.
Keep going, Gus. Number 2.
Good.
Start.
Number 2 here, troubleshooting. The winner last time of the grade 3 Byron Station at Keeneland. This horse was stretching out to a mile for the first time. I tell you what, to me, this horse doesn't want to step past a mile. This race here is a mile and a 16th. I think he's going to be somewhat of a pace factor because there's not much speed in the race, but I do not see him lasting the trip. I think he's going to be a low price, and I think he gets swallowed up in that last 16th of a mile. A nice horse. Obviously, he's a grade 1 winner, going 6.5 at Kentucky Downs, but the big question mark to me is the quality of this race. I mean, this can be a grade 2 easily. There's a lot of nice horses in this race. And I don't see him lasting the trip there at the end. So I'm a little bit against him, and I think he's going to be a short price as well.
Yeah, his morning line is 7-2. Certainly, I think he deserves to be 7-2. Tyler Gaffleone's riding well, has ridden him very well last 2 times with 2 wins. Again, the distance is a question mark. I don't know if I agree with you. I do agree with you, Gus. I don't know if he's going to be able to last the distance. The longest he's run so far is a mile. He's never raced at this distance. Again, I don't like to hang my hat completely on Tomlinson's figures, but he does have a nice high distance Tomlinson speed figure for this race, 413. He is number 1 prime power according to Brisnet, so that adds a little bit to the situation. But I tend to agree overall with your sentiment there. I don't think he's going to be around when they come to the wire.
Yeah, 7-2 morning line. You're not going to get that. He's going to be over bet off of those, graded stakes wins, especially a grade 1. But he'll be more in the lines of 8-5, I'm guessing, by post time. This is the furthest he's ever been. He's never, set foot past 1 mile yet. I am a little suspect on the win end at them low odds. So definitely, try to beat probably, at 8-5, my guess. All right. Moving on to number 3, Montador, Godolphin homebred, Michael Stidham, 1-for-1 at Churchill Downs. Turning back slightly in distance here, just won the 1 1/8. Basically was, a length and 3/4 away from being, undefeated. He did get disqualified once in his maiden race. And so many times you see a horse get disqualified after they win, they don't come back to win like right away. But it's a good sign that, he came right back and, he did what he was supposed to do, beat the maidens, wasn't even the favorite that day. And then he's, progressing up the ladder a little bit here for Stidham. And I think, big player, perfect setup. He should get in this race, just sitting off the pace.
Yeah, I mean, Montador, to me, I think is a major player here. Obviously, like you mentioned, he just ran a few weeks ago, going 1 1/8, and that was facing older horses. He's back with his own here, his 3-year-olds. This horse is lightly raced, Godolphin homebred, like you mentioned. This horse has a lot of upside. And if you look at the replay of his last race, I mean, this is a huge animal. He's almost double the size of some of these horses he was running against.
Wow.
It's so impressive to how big he is. He's such a big horse, and he does have a little bit of speed too. He has some tactical speed. He should put himself in a good position. Obviously,
Yeah.
Gaffleone, he sticks with troubleshooting here. So Luis Saez gets the mount for Stidham. I think this horse is a big-time up-and-comer. He beat older horses I like. I think he's a major player here, and I can see him getting the trip as well.
Gus, can't disagree with what you say there. I certainly think that trainer Michael Stidham is very hot at Churchill Downs right now, putting horses where they belong, getting them ready to win. This horse certainly got disqualified once, so really, if you take that out of the mix, he's really been in the exact all of his races of his career, is getting better, as you mentioned. I think he has a big chance to be tactically placed when this race opens up. There may not be a lot of speed in this race, but I think there may be an opportunity for a horse to get the lead that we'll get to eventually. But that's kind of my take on this horse too. I think he could be a major player as well. John, what do you? So I know what John's comments were on it too, but we'll talk about that horse a little bit more too. So the next horse is Anegada, 12-1 morning line, ridden by Lon Machado. Michael Maker is a trainer, 12-1 morning line. I think that fits. This horse's buyer speed figures look a little bit suspect in terms of the quality of the horses that are running in this race. Horse is a very experienced horse, only has 2 wins out of 12 opportunities. So I don't think he's a horse who likes to find the wire. Hasn't raced in a lot of graded races or big time stakes races. So I think this horse may be a little bit up against it. And again, with the first time Long Machado on the horse, although Long Machado is a good jockey. That's my thoughts on that, John.
Yeah, Mike Maker, tough to leave him out, whenever he shows up here. So he is probably, in my opinion, a good under horse. Someone like a reverse tri-key kind of horse. He should drift up off his 12-1, somewhere in the 15-1 range, I'm guessing. He's got 2 placings out of 2 at Churchill Downs on the turf. Hits the board 7 out of 12 times. Should be good odds here. So somebody that's going to just sit a trip, make a run,
good under,
get up there for third. I'm guessing something like that.
Yeah, I think he's a very interesting horse coming off that Hawthorne Derby, which used to be a graded stakes race, which is not anymore at 1 1/8 miles. I'll tell you what, if you watch the replay of that race, he was kind of like all over the course, got it together, got up at the wire late. Michael Maker in these kind of races, I mean, I give him a ton of respect, this horse. I think maybe what John said is correct. That range you might get floating a little bit up to like that 15-1 range. I think this horse is sneaky good. He's got a sneaky long shot look, in my opinion. I know you guys might be like him underneath. I think he might nail them all at the end. I think he might get the trip here with Lewan.
Very good. Keep going, Gus.
We're going to number 5, Outrunner, 30-1 on the morning line. Has a couple nice placings in the last few races. I think this is a step up. I think he's a little bit out of his league here, a little bit overmatched. Maybe you can catch him 3rd or 4th to round out the try or the super, but I just don't see him being as good a quality as some of the others. Obviously, Duarte does a good job here with coming off the layoff, so that's definitely a plus. And Torres does a good job of riding. It's a very underrated rider he is. But if I play supers and tries, I would probably sprinkle him underneath. But I have a hard time seeing him in the first 2 spots.
I'll keep it short. I don't like this horse at all. I'm not going to use him in any particular area at all. I just think he's way overmatched. He's certainly coming off a layoff. And while you mentioned that Jose Duarte does good off layoffs, he's 0 for 10 in graded stakes races. I don't think this horse has much of a chance, and I'll leave it at that. So go ahead, John.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when I saw that. I'm like, then when I saw 30-1, I'm like, yeah, he's going to be an automatic toss. Especially, he's eligible for non-winners of 2 lifetime. I hate one-time winners facing these multiple winners here. Very hard to do. But the more I looked at it, his buyer's somewhat, close to, to be in the mix here a little bit. And when I compared Tom's Magic, the winner of the Tail of the Cat that ran at Monmouth that day, I think I was there that day. For a contest when that race was run. And then Tom's Magic came out of that race and went on to run 2nd in the King's Plate. So that form, the Tom's Magic, did hold up, and he was right there with that horse that ran 2nd in the King's Plate. So not an automatic toss for me. Would be highly unlikely on the win end, maybe, an under horse. We'll go on to number 6, Manzetti. Actually happens to be the winner of the King's Plate, who was 18-1 that day. And that was on, what was that?
August 16th.
August 16th. What was that? Alabama Day. We were in Saratoga, Alabama, and that was the key to my big pick 5 that we hit at Woodbine that day. That She Feels Pretty was in that sequence. Manzetti, was the price that really made the sequence.
Yeah.
So this is another first-time turfer here. Not sure what we're going to get on the turf. Buyers on the synthetic and the dirt have been, really right there. So if he could transfer that to the turf, then he's a big player. He will be on the front end probably. His best way to go is rolling on the front end. So we'll see how far he could go there. I'm not, I'm not feeling him for some reason in this spot tomorrow. Gus?
Yeah,
Well,
it's a kind of tough spot here to make your first turf race. So some question marks. Obviously, he's got some talent. He's got some speed as well, which has to be respected. But I'm with you. I'm kind of on the fence with him a little bit. Nice horse, runs well up front, but the turf and the breeding should be okay. I think he's got one sibling that was a turf winner, which is just okay. Interesting that Petro Moran, he makes his he comes along to ride, which is his regular rider. So that's definitely a plus. They're thinking they got a shot here, but I'll play. He's another one. Probably I'll look maybe underneath, but I'm not really high on him so much. Making his first, turf debut against, I think this is a very salty grade 3.
Yep.
well, I'm going to tell you, I love this horse. I mean, there's a lot of reasons I love it. You mentioned the jockey Petro Moran. His nickname is the Babyface Bandit. Excellent jockey out in Woodbine. Certainly has made his mark for sure as an up and coming jockey, very young jockey. Bringing him down here for his only mount, coming down to Churchill Downs. Another reason why I think that's a plus. Again, first time on turf. If he takes the turf with the kind of speed and the way he gets out of the gate, he's only run 3 bad races in his career, and they all had an excuse. If you look at the 3 bad races that he ran, he lost the iron in one of them. He brushed the gate. He got bumped at the start. I looked at that. I said, this horse runs a good race every time. If he can take the turf, and out of Collected and City Zip, he has a chance to do that. If he can take the turf, and again, we don't know. That is the unknown, but I really like this horse a lot. And if he gets out of the gate, he is the lone E8, the lone E per Brisnet. There are other horses in this field who do have good U.S. Time Force early pace figures, but he is the only E8. E is good, in my opinion. E8 is great. So that's why I really like this horse. I hope I don't get too excited about it and give away what my long shot might be, but we'll see what happens when we get to that part. So I'll go on to the race number 7, Jicasso. Again, ridden by, here's where we get to some of the good jockeys here. Jose Ortiz riding this horse for Keith DeSormo. Has won twice at the distance. Again, the morning line is 4-1. So obviously, this is the first time Jose Ortiz has been on this horse. Certainly got to give this horse a long look as one of your top picks, and runs a good race pretty much every time. He's been on turf enough to know that he likes turf. He ran on turf 8 times, won 3 times, second twice, third and first. So I think this horse has a good chance, of course. John?
Yeah, third time back off the summer freshening, fourth time back off the summer freshening. He was beaten by 3 of the horses that are in this field. He did beat Stimulate, one of them. So, there's some form that you could compare in this race. Just not seeing him as a major player at the low odds. I mean, I don't want to take, 4-1, 3-1 on a horse like this, who I'm trying to think. He won the Secretariat to grade 2, Colonial there to grade. So a hard trying horse. You can't knock it. Keith DeSormo, you got Ortiz on him. Not that Ben Curtis is any slouch, but you're picking up Jose Ortiz.
Sure.
DeSormo, lots to like, but at those odds, I'm not, going to use too prominently.
Yeah, the grade 2 Secretariat to me was a little bit, it wasn't as tough as a grade 2 it usually is. The Secretariat, I think it was pretty weak as a matter of fact. I'm not big on Stimulant either. So I kind of downgrade this horse, especially at those odds. I just don't see him being in the mix there for the first 2. Like maybe can play underneath if you're going to go a little deep. But at those odds, do you really want to do that? I don't know. I see him in trouble in this race. I don't see him getting the trip. And I know Jose Ortiz and is probably a little better than Ben Curtis when it comes to the turf. Ben Curtis is no slouch on the turf, but I'm going to be against this horse a little bit, and his odds just are not appealing to me.
Yep.
All right. Well, go ahead, 8.
Gus?
Going to go Chapman's Peak for Brad Cox and Ortiz. I ride. Obviously, you're going to get a lot of play because of the heavy duty connections. I'm going to toss this horse from everything. This horse is really stepping up. I just think they're taking a shot here. Godolphin, they have the other horse that I think is way more well meant than this horse. This horse comes out of a slow race. I just don't see it. Maybe he's figured things out. Took him a little while to figure things out. But I tell you what, at that price, and I think he'll probably go down off that price. You might get that
Sure.
3 to 4 to 1 range. No thanks. And then I mean, I know, or I read, he's been on him the last 2 times and won on him. I just think this field is a little too tough for him. And coming late, I just don't see him in the mix.
Yeah, I kind of tend to agree with that, except I think, one of the things this horse has been doing every time out, he's getting better and better and better. Again, the quality of this field is a field that he has not faced yet. It took him a while to break his mate, and maybe it's a little bit of a light bulb angle. Certainly, maybe figure things out. I put some speed out there last time. I mean, he didn't cut any serious fractions on a good turf course at Keeneland, but he might be able to get out and possibly. I'm not sure he's going to hold on all the way, but the race before that, again, he showed a little tactical speed at Kentucky Downs. Always a challenge there. So, again, I think he is going to get a lot of play because of the Irad Ortiz factor and the Brad Cox factor. So he may be coming down even more than 4 to 1. How about like 3 to 1 in that neighborhood is what I'm thinking, John.
Yeah, I kind of was looking at this horse in the beginning that I kind of liked them, but then when I saw the odds 9 to 2, knowing he's going to come down a little lower, I was hoping he was going to be in the 8 to 1, 10 to 1 range, and I would maybe give him a shot. He is turning back after his last 2 races were a little longer than this. He's used to running long on the turf. Now that's going to be a little sharper for him this mile and a 16th. But his last 2 races on the turf since that race was washed off the turf came back a different horse. I mean, he definitely got better. He, like Gus said, he's figuring it out and he's growing up. And he's going to go back against straight 3-year-olds here. Brad Cox, could be, you're not going to, leave him out too many races. And his buyers, like better and better. All 5 starts, he just got better and better every single start. So this is the time to take a shot with him. Like Gus said, in this spot, give him a shot and see where he stands. But I do like the other Godolphin a little bit better. I wish the odds were a little higher here. I would, include a little more prominently, but I'm not willing to take a shot with this horse stepping up in this company with those, 3 to 1, 4 to 1 odds. So go to number 9, Flying Mohawk. This is Jason Worth's horse, right? Is that right?
Yes.
So he was a turf horse that they got a little Derby fever with him. Switched him, to try the synthetic route and the Derby. But he was meant to be a turf horse, all along.
Yeah.
Now here's one of my systems that Fred knows. When the blinker's on, then I look at the workouts. His workouts did not really improve. I mean, they kind of got worse with the blinkers. So I'm sure he was working out with blinkers in the morning. So I don't know if the blinkers are going to help him. Like I like some others that really light up with the blinkers. He is 1 for 1 on the Churchill Downs, turf course. Coming out of Derby and the long layoff, he's going to have to beat me and prove it to me. He's going to take a lot of extra money, just like he did in the Derby because of the connections. But I don't want to leave, Whit Beckman out too many races. But this at those odds, he's going to have to, prove it to me and beat me.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I'm sorry, Gus. I interrupted you again. Sorry.
Yeah, Gus.
I'm going. You know what? I'm huge on this horse. This horse gets back to the surface that he's most favorable on. And I mean, go back and look at that race at the fairgrounds. This horse was like galloping out the way he just loves the turf. He won his last 2. He broke his maiden on his turf course. Like you said, I think they caught a little bit Derby fever. They took a shot in the Jeff Ruby, finished a 9 second, had enough points to get in the Derby. And of course, you're going to take a shot in the Derby. He's been rested since. I think he might be head and shoulders above anybody in this race. I think he's a quality horse. He loves the turf. I think he's going to get the trip. You got Joseph Ramos in the irons. So you're going to assure that price is not going to go too far down with these other big jockeys. I think he sits a nice trip. I think he proves to be the best. He's going to be the quality of the field, in my opinion.
That's an interesting take on that horse, and I can tell you this much: the only reason I would like to see this horse win is just to see Jason Worth in the winner's circle. That would probably be the number one reason I would like to see this horse win. I'm not sure. Again, he's been off since May. That's a long time to be off. I think you're right, Gus. He does like the turf. There's no question about that. Race when he ran last time at Fairgrounds was a very good race from the rail. came hard at the end with Jared Loveberry on him and won that race nicely. So I think he's got some nice tactical speed to get a shot to stay up there with the front runners and not let anybody get away. Like I said, I think maybe the 8 and definitely the 6 are probably going to get out. He'd be in a good spot to track them from the 9 hole if that does materialize that way. But that's going to be an interesting horse to watch for sure. If we go to the 10, Simulate, Julien Leparoux with Bill Mott training. Alvarado has ridden this horse quite a bit, but he's putting Julien Leparoux on him. Julien Leparoux knows his way around a turf course, and this horse has won twice at this distance on the turf. Never been to Churchill Downs before. 12-1 morning line, I think that's pretty accurate. I think this horse may be a possible horse if you're looking to fill out a superfecta with. That's the best I can offer on this horse, John.
Yeah, Belmont, Claiborne, homebred. And like Gus said, that Secretariat did come back, kind of weak. And, we're not high on that. So that when he got out of that company and then he ran the next 2 races, it probably showed his more true ability against these, these 3-year-olds that he's going to be facing today. So I expect a similar finish there. I can't, endorse him too much at all with his last race being that, weak in our minds Secretariat race.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he didn't show up his last 2 races. He gets Julien Leparoux now. I think maybe he'll try to grab him, slide him to the inside, try to save some ground around the turns and just come with a run. But I think he's in deep waters here. I just don't see him being a factor off his last few races. And I think he's just going to be an also ran, in my opinion. And then we'll go all the way to the outside. The last horse is Plenza. Horse comes out of draws again, all the way to the 11 hole again, just like he did in the Byron Station last time. And it wasn't a factor. Acted up a little bit before the race, acted up while he was in the gate. Kind of a weird horse. I mean, he gets in last, which kind of probably helps him here, where he doesn't have to sit in the gate. But I don't see this horse being much of a factor. Florent Giroux been on him a couple times. They had a nice little win, couple back. Kentucky Downs this last meet kind of ran really quirky. Those horses have not come back to run real well. I'm against this horses in the outside, especially.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I don't think this horse has a big chance. I mean, it is Florent Giroux's only mount. He has the 2 wins that this horse has gotten in his career. Florent Giroux has been on him for both of them. The race 2 back, as you said, Kentucky Downs. Not many horses use that as a prep race to be able to go ahead and take a step forward in the next race. And again, the last race, you said he lost a lot of energy prior to the race, in the gate, at the gate, etc. So a step slow out of the gate, didn't look too good there. So I tend to agree. I think the post and the history this horse has may not be the best, in my opinion, John.
Yeah, I think the outside post is going to do him in. The 2 times he drew the 11 and 12 is by far his worst races. Other than that, if he drew inside, he could, sit in, tuck in somewhere and, make a run with Giroux. But from out there, he's going to have to do that anyway, but he's going to have to come from 12th or, 11th. So I don't think he's going to outclose all these other ones here. But when he does run his race, he can be competitive, but I'm not going to probably use him from the outside mainly because of the post position. So that wraps up our deep dive on the race that, Fred, you did say you were excited about it, and it is an interesting race. And the more I look at it and the more notes I took after both you guys had some comments, it got even more murkier in my
Did you run out of ink, John? Did you run out of ink taking all the notes?
I got so many notes now. I just kept writing and writing. When Gus was talking, Fred's talking, I'm like, I missed that. And I'm like, wow. Now it's even harder, the race. So
boy,
to see where he lands, because it's probably going to be we'll mention, out of our 9 picks, we'll probably mention 7 or 8 different horses.
Well, let's start with that, John. Why don't you go ahead and give us your 2 long shots, and then Gus, you can go next, and I'll wrap it up.
All right, I'm going to start. I think at the odds, I'm going to go with the Michael Stidham Godolphin horse, who I think is the better of the 2 Godolphins. 3 Montador will be my top pick, and hopefully, he just keeps improving and proving that he belongs at this with these straight 3-year-olds. The second pick, I'm going to go with Troubleshooting, the 2. I just think that he'll get a good forward trip. I know he doesn't want to, really get this, extra, but an extra 16th of a mile. If it was a mile and an eighth, I'd probably like totally toss him. But I think, he'll get a good enough trip and he's fast enough if he runs his race to be, in the mix somewhere. So my top two will be 3-2. And my long shot, I kept flipping it around. And I think a true long shot, maybe the longest shot in the field, that Outrunner, 30-1. The more I look at it, I hate that he only has one win. I hate it. But this is the time to catch him at a crazy price, because if he does step up here, then you're never going to see that price again. So I would include the 5 as my crazy long shot in the mix somewhere for supers and tries. Gus, what do you think?
I've been waiting a long time for Flying Mohawk to make his return to the turf, and I get my opportunity here. And I think the 8-1 is the right price. And like I said, with the jockey, I think that with the other, you got all-star jockeys all around him. I think you're going to get that price. And I think this horse is superior to these horses on the turf. Go back and look at his last two turf races. That maiden win was he made a joke out of that field. And the way, Fred mentioned it, though he was coming down like a freight train at Fairgrounds. This horse got, what he wants to do. Hopefully, he gets the footing he wants. And I tell you what, he's going to be coming down that lane hard. I'm really excited to bet this horse, especially at that price. I respect my second one. It's going to be Montador, as John mentioned, up and comer for Godolphin. This horse is really improving. I mentioned how big he is. If this sucker gets going, man, it's no stopping him. He is huge. I hope he makes it down to Gulfstream this winter, because I want to see him live. This guy is a big boy. And for my long shot, I'm going to go with the 4 Antigata for Michael Maker. You're going to give me a price on Michael Maker. This horse is coming off a win at Hawthorne, going a mile and an eighth. He's got the foundation. Maker usually is kind of conservative in these races like this. I'll tell you what, for him to put him out here, I think this horse has a shot. I think he's going to be coming late as well with a nice run. So I'm going to include this horse, and he's definitely my long shot. But I'm big on Flying Mohawk.
Yeah, you made a great points on Flying Mohawk. Let me think about that horse a little bit too. I'm going to check that out come Saturday. But my top picks are number 2, Troubleshooting. I love number 1, Prime Power. He can track any speed duel that might break out, but rarely runs a bad race. Has the most wins on turf in the field. He has 4 turf wins, is the most in the field. And with Tyler Gaffalione looking at him for his 3rd win in a row, I think that's a good chance. My second top choice is the number 8, Chapman's Peak. I think this horse continues to improve with every race. I think with Irad aboard, I would love to get any kind of price. I know 9-2 is his morning line. I think I'm not sure his morning line is going to go really down that much. I just think I'm not sure why. Looking at the rest of the field, I think there may be some other horses that get bet. Do I need to tell you who my long shot is? I hope you guys were paying attention. The number 6, Mancetti. I just love this horse for so many reasons. First of all, I love the Petro Miranda babyface bandit. The kid's only like 20 or 21 years old. It's his only mount. He's coming down from Woodbine in a big race. I think this guy's going to be jacked up and ready to go. I think he could be if he takes the turf. I think because I don't think a lot of people may know the jockey. And again, with Irad and Jose and some other names in Gaffalione, he may get left behind, and he may be in the 10 to 12-1 range, in my opinion. If he is, I'll love that even more. So I think, that's an opportunity for a price to come through in that race. We all looked at some horses. Our common picks were we're all in the best bets. The 2 and the 3 were our common threads in our best bets. Troubleshooting and Montador were our common threads. Long shots, we had the 5, the 4, and the 6. So take that as you will, folks, and do what you want with it. And it's only Wednesday. I don't know how I'm going to keep my excitement here. Wait until Saturday, man. It's going to be tough, man. And that race goes off at 5:25. Oh my God!
It don't take much for you, Fred, huh? It doesn't take much.
Now it's a really good race.
It's a great race. I am looking forward to it. I can tell you this much. I was so excited and looking forward to talking to you guys. I enjoyed it tremendously. We made a lot of good points. I appreciate you coming on. taking some time out of your evening tonight to join us. I look forward, Gus, to having you on anytime, brother. Love
All right.
talking with you about the horses. And John, I know we'll be talking tonight, possibly at darts.
Yep, I'll see you at darts.
Okay. Guys, again, don't forget, hit the like and subscribe button. We appreciate it if you do that. And we'll be back again on Saturday at 12:30 to talk a little bit more about some horses, and especially this race. Hope I can go to sleep Friday night. So you guys have a great night. Love talking to you. And don't forget, make sure you let them run, right?
Let them run, everybody.
All right. Appreciate it, guys.
See you guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, John. Have a good one. Bye.